There is specific underwriting criteria for our standalone critical illness insurance product, underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company. This e-learning module will not only introduce you to the detail of what you need to know to field underwrite a customer appropriately before submitting an application, but it will also introduce you to your specific critical illness insurance producer underwriting guide. Also by ensuring that all applications are accurate, legible, and complete. And ensuring paper applications also include all pages and that appropriate pages are dated and signed. Reviewing your advisor website on a daily basis and following up on your pending business is essential. This will ensure that a decision is made timely for you and your customers. Build charts, eligibility requirements, effective dates, premium billing and drafting requirements, state approvals, and rate sheets for manual calculations, and so much more. You can also get these books in your regional offices that are located in your local state, or click the button here to download a guide electronically. Let's take a look at eligibility for this plan and qualifying your customers, asking the right questions to ensure that you filled underwrite appropriately. Critical illness insurance pays a lump sum cash benefit to the insured person when a covered medical condition is diagnosed. Critical illnesses, benefit amounts, and coverage criteria will vary by state. The issue ages eligible for this plan are the ages of 18 to 64. However, once an insured is issued, they can keep their coverage up to the age of 75 as long as premiums are paid. The applicant may request a plan effective date of the 1st or the 15th of the month. The application must be received on or before the requested effective date. The request will be honored if the application can be approved within 15 days of the requested date. The first charge or draft is completed at the time of application submission, immediately. Future payments will be charged or drafted on the 1st or the 15th, consistent with the effective date that they requested. There is a non-commissionable annual policy fee on this product of $75 annually, which is $6.75 monthly, which is included in the premium. Critical illness insurance applications will be reviewed on an accept or reject basis. We will not issue any exclusionary riders or rate-ups on these plans. Medical eligibility for coverage is based on 3 sources of information: medical history provided on the application, the applicant's height and weight, and MIB, Medical Information Bureau. MIB Group Incorporated, which is actually previously known as Medical Information Bureau, is a membership corporation owned by approximately 470 member insurance companies in the U.S. and Canada. Independence American Insurance Company will perform an MIB search for all critical illness insurance applicants. If the MIB search does contain information about the applicant, the underwriter will review the application and determine the next course of action. There are a few things that you need to know when it comes to children and coverage on a critical illness insurance plan. Child applicants are up to age 26. Child applicants must apply on their family plan with their parents or legal guardian. Child-only policies are not available. Child applicants must have a family plan with their parent or legal guardian, and they have to be insured, so if their parent or legal guardian is declined for any reason, we will not issue coverage to a child only. When children attain age 19, they can be issued coverage under their own individual plan and charged an adult rate, provided they reside in a state where coverage is available. No family member or legal dependent, whether applying for coverage or not, may be pregnant, or an expectant father or in the process of adopting a child at the time of application. Someone who is currently pregnant, it is considered a medical condition that is not acceptable for applicants under these plans. American citizenship is not mandatory under this plan as long as the applicant is a legal resident of the United States. A legal resident is defined as someone who is living in the United States on a full-time basis who has been issued a permanent visa status with only an occasional stay outside of the United States. A guideline for these foreign nationals is that they must have resided in the United States for a minimum of 6 months prior to application. And another very important factor is that foreign nationals must have established medical care in the United States with a primary physician or doctor. A paramedical exam will not fulfill this requirement, and neither will their initial immigration physical. There are some unacceptable risks. The following is an overview of those declinable conditions or questions, and those may vary by state. The applicant will be declined if she or he received an abnormal diagnostic test result, has been diagnosed with, received, or been advised to receive treatment for any of the following within either the past 10 years or 5 years as displayed on the following slides. Within the past 10 years, an applicant would be declined for any history of heart attack, aortic or heart valve surgery, angioplasty, or coronary artery bypass, stroke, cancer or leukemia, end-stage renal disease, major organ failure, HIV or AIDS, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, chorea or other diseases of the central nervous system, MS, cirrhosis of the liver, hepatitis B or C, or a carrier of hepatitis, alcoholism, drug or substance abuse, diabetes other than during pregnancy. Within the past 5 years, an applicant would be declined if there's any history of heart disease, kidney disease, liver disease, lung disease, disease of the nervous system, colitis disease or disorder of the pancreas or Crohn's disease, recurrent tumors or unexplained growths, basal or squamous cell carcinoma of the skin, fibrostic breast disease or an abnormal PSA test or pap smear or mammogram, hypertension which averaged over 150/90, or within the last year has required more than one medication to control it, hyperlipidemia with cholesterol levels averaging over 300 milligrams, or triglyceride levels averaging over 350 milligrams within the past year, or has required to take more than one medication to control their cholesterol, or HPV, or sexually transmitted disease. The applicant would be declined for coverage if, within the past 5 years, the applicant has lost the ability to dress, bathe, feed, toilet, or transfer in or out of a chair or bed. Also, the applicant would be declined if she or he has 2 or more natural parents, brothers or sisters, living or deceased, who were diagnosed with one of the following same conditions: diagnosed before the age of 60 with cancer, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, or kidney disease, diagnosed before the age of 75 with colorectal cancer, Alzheimer's disease, or dementia. We feel the height and weight chart is pretty conservative to be considered for this plan. Applicant's height and weight must fall within the minimum and maximum weight for his or her height to be eligible for coverage. This build table applies to both men and women age 18 and over. A verification call is required on all critical illness application submissions. Customers will be required to complete a health history interview prior to an underwriting decision being made. They can do so by calling 1-855-648-8722 after their application has been submitted. Information on call status will be posted to your advisor resource website under your case listings and underwriting statuses. Underwriting will leave application pending for 15 days prior to closing it out due to a call not being completed. It is so important that you work with your customers to complete that call as soon as possible. You can also click the button below for underwriting guidelines and the actual scripts of the questions that are asked. Some additional guidelines that you may need to be aware of is termination and cancellation of coverage. Termination or cancellation of coverage is effective on the monthly effective draft or billing date following the written request. If a primary member cancels the policy, the entire family is terminated. Cancellation request is required in writing from the primary insured. We also have decline and withdrawals prior to issue guidelines that you need to be aware of. The application fee and premium is fully refundable in those cases. If a request for withdrawal comes through, it must be submitted in writing from the primary applicant. This concludes training on underwriting for our critical illness insurance products. Click to take the quiz to continue, or you may click the reset button if you'd like to re-review any of this material.